Hey guys, today we're going to be multiplying complex numbers. So let's say I have 4 times 3i, okay? So we're going to treat this like we were multiplying a constant by a monomial variable expression, all right? So I'm just going to treat this like it's 4 times 3, which is 12, times I. And that's the final answer. The same would work if I had negative 2 times 7i. All right, I'm just going to multiply that negative 2 by that 7, and I'll get negative 14i. But what if you have 4i times 7i? Well, 7 times 4 is 28, and I times I is I squared. But remember that I is equal to the square root of negative 1. So that means that I squared is actually equal to negative 1. Remember that. I squared is equal to negative 1. So that means that 28 times I squared is actually 28 times negative 1, which is negative 28. What if I have 4i times negative 7i? Well, that'll give me negative 28. And I times I is I squared. But remember that I squared is negative 1. So, negative 28 times negative 1 is positive 28. Here I have I times 4 plus 3i. So we'll just do the distributive property. So we'll do I times 4 and I times 3i. And that gives me 4i plus 3i squared. And remember that I squared is negative 1. So this is 4i plus 3 times negative 1. So we have 4i minus 3. And remember, when we put these in standard form, you always want the real part to go first. So that means that this is negative 3 plus 4i. So here I have 2i times 4 plus 3i. So I will distribute the 2i into the parenthesis, and that'll give me 8i plus 6i squared. And remember that I squared is negative 1. So this will be 8i plus 6 times negative 1. We have 8i minus 6, and then we want to put it in standard form, so I will rewrite this as negative 6 plus 8i. So here I have negative 2i times 4 minus 3i. So I will distribute my negative 2i into the parenthesis. And that's going to leave me with negative 8i plus 6i squared. Because a negative times a negative is positive. And remember that I squared is negative 1. So I'll rewrite this as negative 8i plus 6 times negative 1, which equals negative 8i minus 6. And now I can rewrite this in standard form because the real part should come first, which is negative 6 minus 8i. So let's say we have two complex numbers and we're going to multiply them. All right. Each one has a real part and an imaginary part. So you'll remember FOIL, right? First, outer, inner, last, to multiply two binomials. The same works when you're multiplying complex numbers. So we will do first, which is 4 times 3, which is 12. And then outer, which is 4 times negative 4i, which is negative 16i. And then inner, which is 3i times 3. So that's plus 9i. And then last will be 3i times negative 4i, which is negative 12i squared. All right, so I will combine my like terms here. So I have 12 minus 7i minus 12. Well, if you'll remember that I squared is negative 1. So I'll simplify. I have 12 minus 7i plus 12. Well, I have a 12 and a plus 12. Well, I can combine those. So that leaves me with 24 minus 7i. And that is how you multiply complex numbers and write the expression in standard form. Hope that helps.